The lucky dollar Jake Thompson walked through the busy street market, his last dollar bill crumpled in his pocket. The college student had spent most of his money on textbooks and rent, leaving him with barely enough for food. As he passed a strange, new booth with flashing lights and alien symbols, curiosity got the better of him. The booth owner looked human, but something felt off about his too perfect smile and slightly glowing eyes. "Welcome, young human. Try your luck at the Galactic Dating Service. Only one Earth dollar for a chance to win companionship across the stars." Jake laughed. "A dating service? For $1? What's the catch?" "No catch," the man replied, his accent strange and musical. "Simply place your hand on the scanner, pay your dollar, and let the universe decide your fate." Against his better judgment, Jake placed his dollar on the counter and pressed his palm against the warm, humming device. The machine erupted in lights and made sounds like a celebration. The booth owner's eyes widened in genuine shock. "Impossible," he whispered. "You've matched with Princess Luna of the Stellar Empire. The computer says you two have perfect compatibility, 99.9% match rate. This has never happened before." Before Jake could ask what that meant, a holographic image appeared above the machine. A beautiful humanoid female with silver blue skin, elegant features, and kind purple eyes materialized. She wore what looked like royal clothing from a science fiction movie. "Greetings," her voice was melodic and warm. "I am Luna, daughter of Emperor Vega of the Third Stellar Empire. According to this matching system, you are my perfect partner. What is your name, brave human?" Jake's mouth fell open. This had to be some kind of elaborate prank or virtual reality trick. "You, Jake Thompson. This isn't real, right?" Luna smiled, and even through the hologram, her expression seemed genuine. "I assure you, this is very real. Our empire has been searching for compatible partners across the galaxy. Humans are known for their courage, loyalty, and unique problem-solving abilities. You scored the highest compatibility rating ever recorded." The booth owner was frantically pressing buttons on his device. "Your Highness, I must explain this human entered our dating service by accident. He only paid $1. $1? Luna's eyes sparkled with amusement. How refreshingly modest. "On my world, suitors offer entire star systems to court." Yet this human offered what little he had without even knowing what he was entering. "I find this ... charming." Jake felt his face turning red. "Look, Princess, this is all very flattering, but I think there's been a mistake. I'm just a poor college student from Earth. I don't even have money for decent food most days." Luna's expression grew serious. "Jake Thompson, wealth means nothing to me. I have seen countless rich princes and noble warriors from across the galaxy. They all wanted to marry me for my title, my father's power, or our empire's resources. But you entered this contest with pure heart, offering what little you had without greed." The booth owner interrupted nervously. "Princess, your father the Emperor has strict rules about off-world courtship. There are protocols, security, checks, diplomatic procedures. My father also values honor and genuine connection above all else," Luna replied firmly. "Jake, would you be willing to visit our world? I can arrange safe transport, and you would be treated as an honored guest. No obligations, no pressure. Simply a chance for us to meet in person and see if this computer's analysis is correct." Jake looked around the market, thinking about his empty apartment, his part-time job at the campus library, and his mountain of student loans. Then he looked back at Luna's hopeful expression. "This is crazy," he muttered, then louder. "But I guess crazy is better than boring." "Okay, Princess, I'll take that chance." Luna's face lit up with joy. "Wonderful. I will send a diplomatic shuttle to collect you tomorrow at noon. Pack light, we can provide everything you need. Oh, and Jake? Yeah? Thank you for spending your last dollar on hope instead of certainty. That tells me more about your character than any compatibility test ever could. The hologram faded, leaving Jake staring at the empty space where she had been. The booth owner handed him an official-looking document with galactic symbols. Transportation papers, the man explained. Be ready tomorrow, human. You're about to become the most famous person on Earth, the first human to court alien royalty. As Jake walked home, the paper felt heavy in his hands. He had spent his last dollar and somehow won a chance at the most impossible romance in the moon. Galaxy. Tomorrow, his ordinary life would end, and an extraordinary adventure would begin. First contact protocol. The next morning, Jake stood in his tiny apartment, staring at a small suitcase. What do you pack when visiting an alien empire? His regular clothes seemed pathetic compared to Luna's royal attire, but they were all he had at exactly noon. A soft humming sound filled the air outside his window. Jake looked out to see a sleek silver vessel hovering silently above the parking lot. It was beautiful smooth curves and soft blue lights. Nothing like the harsh military ships from movies. His phone buzzed with texts from neighbors, asking about the weird flying thing outside. Jake grabbed his suitcase and headed downstairs, his heart pounding. A ramp extended from the ship, and two figures emerged. They looked mostly human, but with the same silver-blue skin as Luna, wearing elegant uniforms. The taller one stepped forward and bowed slightly. Jake Thompson? I am Captain Rex, commander of the Royal Transport Vessel Harmony. Princess Luna sends her greetings and looks forward to meeting you. Jake nodded, still amazed this was happening. Is she ... Is she really a princess? This isn't some elaborate reality show? The shorter crew member, a female with kind eyes, smiled. Sir, Princess Luna is indeed royalty. She is also the Empire's leading diplomat and a skilled engineer. You have made quite an impression on her. As they walked up the ramp, Jake marveled at the ship's interior. Everything was smooth and organic-looking, with soft lights that seemed to respond to their presence. The walls displayed what looked like star maps and flowing alien text. How long is the journey? Jake asked as they settled into comfortable seats that seemed to mold perfectly to his body. 3 hours, Captain Rex replied. Our ships use quantum tunneling drives. We will fold space to reach the Empire's borders quickly. Princess Luna is waiting at the Royal Diplomatic Station. Jake felt the ship lift off, but there was no sensation of movement. Through the windows, he watched Earth shrink below them, then disappear as they entered what looked like a tunnel of swirling light. During the journey, the crew explained basic etiquette for meeting royalty and gave Jake a translation device, a small earpiece that would help him understand the Empire's language. They also provided him with formal clothes that fit perfectly. How did you know my size? Jake asked, examining the elegant blue and silver outfit. The dating service scanner recorded your physical specifications, the female crew member, who introduced herself as Dr. Nina, explained. It was designed to ensure compatibility in all aspects, physical, mental, and emotional. All aspects? Jake raised an eyebrow. Doctor. Nina blushed slightly. The Empire takes partnership very seriously. We believe true compatibility requires harmony in mind, body, and spirit. When they finally arrived at the Royal Diplomatic Station, Jake was overwhelmed by its beauty. The station was a massive crystal structure floating in space, with gardens and waterfalls visible through transparent walls. Ships from dozens of different worlds were docked at various levels. Welcome to Harmony Station, Captain Rex announced. This is where the Empire conducts all diplomatic meetings with new species and cultures. As they walked through the station's corridors, Jake noticed other humans in small groups, all looking amazed and slightly overwhelmed. Are those other Earth people? Yes, Dr. Nini explained. Earth was recently invited to join the Galactic Council. These are your planet's first official ambassadors. You, however, are here for a much more personal reason. They stopped before ornate double doors decorated with star patterns. Captain Rex pressed his hand against a scanner, and the doors opened to reveal a beautiful garden chamber. And there, tending to flowers that seemed to glow with their own light, was Luna Dot. She was even more beautiful in person. Her silver-blue skin had a subtle shimmer, and her purple eyes held intelligence and warmth. She wore a simple but elegant dress that seemed to be made of starlight itself. "Jake," she said, her voice carrying the same musical quality he remembered. "You came." "I said I would," Jake replied, suddenly feeling very nervous. "Though I still can't believe this is real." Luna approached him slowly, as if not wanting to frighten him. "May I?" she asked, extending her hand. Jake took her hand in his, surprised to find her skin warm and soft. The moment their fingers touched, he felt a strange tingling sensation, like a gentle electric current. Luna's eyes widened. "The resonance," she whispered. The compatibility reading was correct. "Our bioenergies are synchronizing. What does that mean?" Luna smiled. "It means, Jake Thompson, that the universe did not make a mistake. We are indeed meant to find each other." As they stood in the garden, hands joined, Jake realized his ordinary life was truly over. His extraordinary adventure was just beginning. Asterisk, asterisk. Cultural exchange over the following days. Jake learned that dating an alien princess was nothing like he had imagined. Luna was brilliant, kind, and surprisingly down-to-earth despite her royal status. She showed him around Harmony Station, introducing him to the wonders of intergalactic civilization. "Your species fascinates our scientists," Luna explained, as they walked through a museum displaying artifacts from hundreds of worlds. "Humans have this unique ability to adapt and find creative solutions under pressure. Most species follow very rigid thinking patterns, but humans, you improvise beautifully." Jake stopped in front of a display showing Earth's history. "Is that why the dating service worked? Because humans are different?" "Partly," Luna admitted, "but also because you personally are different. Most beings who approach me want something: power, wealth, status. You entered that contest with no expectations, no agenda. You were just curious." They paused at a viewing window overlooking the station's central garden. Beings from dozens of different worlds mingled below, some humanoid, others completely alien. Jake watched a family of crystalline beings playing with their children, who looked like living gemstones. "Luna, can I ask you something personal?" "Always." "Why haven't you found someone from your own species? You're beautiful, smart, royal. Surely there are plenty of options." Luna's expression grew thoughtful. "My father has arranged many meetings with suitable partners from our empire and allied worlds. They were all perfectly adequate, intelligent, attractive, politically advantageous. But Jake, none of them made me laugh. None of them asked questions about my interests or dreams. They saw the princess, not the person. And I'm different? You asked me what I like to do for fun. Do you know how refreshing that was?" Luna smiled. "When I told you I enjoy engineering and designing new technologies, you didn't look bored or surprised. You asked me to explain how quantum drives work." Jake chuckled. "That's because it's amazing. On Earth, we're still using chemical rockets. The idea of folding space is incredible. See? That curiosity, that genuine interest, it's wonderful." Luna took his hand. "Come, I want to show you something." She led him to a private workshop filled with complex machinery and holographic displays. Half-finished devices covered several tables, and technical drawings floated in the air like three-dimensional blueprints. This is my real sanctuary, Luna said. I'm working on improving our terraforming technology. The Empire is always finding new worlds to settle, but making them habitable takes centuries. I'm trying to reduce that to decades. Jake examined the devices with fascination. This looks like... Are you building atmospheric processors? Luna's eyes lit up. Yes, you understand? I'm studying environmental engineering on Earth. We're dealing with climate change, so I've read about theoretical atmospheric manipulation. Jake picked up a small device that hummed with energy. This generates oxygen from carbon dioxide? Exactly. Luna moved closer, her excitement infectious. But the current models are too slow. I think the problem is in the molecular acceleration chamber. For the next several hours, they worked together on the device. Jake's fresh perspective, combined with Luna's advanced knowledge, led to several breakthrough insights. By the end of the day, they had significantly improved the processor's efficiency. Jake, this is remarkable, Luna said, examining their modified device. You've helped me solve a problem I've been working on for months. It was mostly your work. I just asked a few questions. Exactly. You asked the right questions no one else thought to ask because they were too focused on existing solutions. That evening, Luna took Jake to dinner at the station's finest restaurant. As they ate foods from dozens of different worlds, Jake felt increasingly comfortable in this strange new environment. Can I ask you something now? Luna said. Sure. What do you want from life, Jake? What are your dreams? Jake was quiet for a moment. Honestly, I just want to make a difference. Back on Earth, I was studying to be an environmental engineer because I want to help fix the damage we've done to our planet. I want to leave the world better than I found it. Luna reached across the table and squeezed his hand. That's a beautiful dream. And Jake? With our technology and your innovative thinking, you could help not just Earth, but hundreds of worlds. You really think so? I know so. The Empire is always looking for people who want to build rather than conquer, who want to heal rather. An exploit. Luna's expression grew serious. Jake, I need to tell you something. Tomorrow, we're scheduled to meet with my father, the Emperor. He wants to evaluate whether you're suitable for a more permanent arrangement. Jake felt his stomach flutter. Permanent arrangement? Marriage, Jake. If this courtship goes well, he'll expect us to discuss marriage. As Jake processed this information, he realized he was falling in love with more than just Luna he was. Falling in love with the possibility of a future beyond anything he had ever imagined. Imperial approval, the Imperial Palace, was beyond anything Jake had imagined. Built into a massive asteroid, it combined natural crystal formations with advanced technology, creating a structure that was both ancient and futuristic. Gardens floated in zero gravity, and corridors were carved from living rock that glowed with soft, natural light. Nervous? Luna asked as they walked toward the throne room. Terrified, Jake admitted. I'm about to meet the ruler of an intergalactic empire, and I'm just a college student from Ohio. Luna stopped and turned to face him. Jake, my father isn't interested in your wealth or status. He wants to know if you're honorable, if you'll treat me well, and if you can contribute to our empire. You've already proven all of those things. To me, the throne room doors opened to reveal a vast chamber with a crystal throne at its center. Emperor Vega was impressive tall, with the same silver-blue skin as Luna, but marked with intricate tattoos that seemed to move and shift. His presence was commanding, yet not intimidating. Your Majesty, Luna said, bowing slightly. At present, Jake Thompson of Earth. Jake bowed awkwardly, not sure of the proper protocol. Your Majesty. Thank you for allowing me to visit your empire. Emperor Vega studied Jake with intelligent eyes. Rise, young human. Luna tells me you've made quite an impression on her. She also says you've helped solve a terraforming problem that has puzzled our best engineers for months. I just asked a few questions, sir. Princess Luna did all the real work. Modesty. Interesting. The Emperor gestured for them to sit in. Chairs that materialized from the floor. Tell me, Jake Thompson, what do you know of our Empire's history? Jake glanced at Luna, who nodded encouragingly. I know you've united dozens of species under a peaceful alliance. Luna told me your Empire values cooperation over conquest, and that you've been exploring the galaxy for over 1,000 years. Correct. But do you know why we seek partnerships with other species? Jake thought carefully. Because diversity makes us stronger? Different perspectives solve different problems? Emperor Vega smiled. Exactly. Many empires expand through force, absorbing other cultures and destroying their unique qualities. We grow through alliance, preserving what makes each species special while sharing what we've learned. The Emperor stood and walked to a window overlooking the palace gardens. Humans have only just discovered faster-than-light travel, yet you've already shown remarkable adaptability. Your species has survived ice ages, plagues, wars, and environmental disasters. You innovate under pressure. We've also made a lot of mistakes, Jake said honestly. We've damaged our planet, fought countless wars, and we still struggle with inequality and injustice. And yet you acknowledge these flaws and work to correct them. That shows wisdom. Emperor Vega returned to his seat. Jake, I'm going to ask you a difficult question. If you marry my daughter, you would become a prince of this empire. You would have access to technology that could solve Earth's problems overnight. How do I know you won't abuse that power? Jake felt the weight of the question. This was clearly a test. Your Majesty, I can't prove I won't make mistakes, but I can tell you what I believe. Power should be used to help others, not to control them. If I had access to your technology, I'd want to share it with Earth, but only in ways that help people grow and learn, not in ways that make them dependent. Explain. If I just gave Earth advanced technology, we might use it without understanding it, and that could be dangerous. But if I helped Earth scientists understand the principles behind the technology, they could adapt it to our specific needs and develop it further. That way, humanity grows stronger and more capable. Emperor. Vega exchanged a look with Luna, who was beaming with pride. Interesting approach. And what about your relationship with my daughter? This is not just a political alliance. Luna will be your partner in all things. Can you handle that responsibility? Jake looked at Luna, seeing the hope and trust in her eyes. Your Majesty, I can't promise I'll never make mistakes or that I'll always know the right thing to do. But I can promise that I'll always put Luna's happiness and well-being first, that I'll support her dreams and ambitions, and that I'll work every day to be worthy of her love. Asterisk, the Emperor was quiet for a long moment. Then he began to laugh, a deep, warm sound that filled the chamber. Luna, you chose well. This human has the heart of a true partner and the wisdom of a good leader. Luna jumped up and hugged Jake, tears of joy in her eyes. Father, does that mean? Yes, my daughter. If Jake is willing, I give my blessing to this union. Jake Thompson, you have impressed me with your honesty, your humility, and your values. I would be honored to call you my son. Jake felt overwhelmed by the magnitude of what had just happened. In less than a week, he had gone from a struggling college student to an accepted member of an alien royal family. There is one more test, the Emperor added with a slight smile. You must survive the wedding celebration. Fair warning, imperial celebrations last for 3 days. A new beginning 3 months later, Jake stood in the palace's ceremonial chamber, wearing traditional imperial wedding attire that somehow managed to incorporate elements from both Earth and the stellar empire. The outfit was beautiful flowing. Robes of midnight blue with silver threading that seemed to contain actual starlight. The wedding had been a 3-day celebration that, brought together representatives from hundreds of worlds. Jake had met more alien species than he had ever imagined existed, each bringing their own traditions and blessings to the ceremony. Now, as the formal ceremonies concluded, Jake and Luna stood together on a balcony overlooking the Empire's capital city. Spaceships moved between towering crystal spires, and the city lights twinkled like earthbound stars. "Any regrets?" Luna asked, slipping her hand into his. Jake smiled, still amazed by how natural this all felt now. "Only one. I wish my parents could have been here." "They will be, for the Earth ceremony next month," Luna reminded him. "Your father seemed excited about the idea of a second wedding." Jake laughed, remembering his parents' reaction when he had video called them from the palace. His mother had cried, his father had asked 1,000 questions about space travel, and both had immediately started planning a reception for when the couple visited Earth. "I still can't believe how much has changed," Jake mused. 6 months ago, I was worried about paying for textbooks. Now I'm married to an alien princess, and I'm supposedly going to help bring Earth into the Galactic Council." "Not supposedly," Luna corrected. "The Council formally voted yesterday. Earth's membership will be announced next week, and you've been appointed as the first human Imperial liaison. Your job will be to help facilitate Earth's integration into galactic civilization." Jake nodded, still processing the responsibility. Over the past months, he had worked with Luna and the Empire scientists to develop new approaches to environmental restoration. Their first joint project, atmospheric processors, based on Luna's designs and Jake's modifications, was already being tested on Mars and several other worlds. "Are you sure I'm ready for this?" Jake asked. "I mean, I haven't even finished college yet." Luna turned to face him fully. "Jake, in 3 months you've learned our language, adapted to our culture, impressed the Imperial Council with your innovations, and somehow managed to remain completely yourself through all of it. If that's not ready, I don't know what is." A soft chime indicated an incoming message. Luna activated a holographic display that showed Captain Rex's face. "Your Highnesses, I apologize for interrupting, but we have an urgent situation. We are receiving distress signals from the Kepler system. 3 colony worlds are experiencing environmental collapse, and their atmospheric processors have failed." Jake and Luna exchanged looks. This was exactly the kind of crisis their new technology was designed to handle. "How long to get there?" Luna asked. 2 days with our fastest ship." "Prepare the Harmony for departure," Jake said, surprising himself with how naturally he took command. "Load the new atmospheric processors and the emergency terraforming equipment. We'll leave within the hour." "Yes, sir," Captain Rex replied, then signed off. Luna beamed at him. "And that, my husband, is why you're ready. You didn't hesitate. You didn't doubt yourself, and you immediately started thinking about solutions." As they prepared to leave for their first official mission as partners, Jake reflected on how dramatically his life had changed. He had spent his last dollar on a whim and somehow found not just love, but purpose on a galactic scale. The journey to the Kepler system gave them time to prepare their equipment and coordinate with the colony worlds. When they arrived, Jake saw the scope of the environmental damage: 3 beautiful planets slowly losing their atmospheres, with millions of colonists facing extinction. Working together, Jake and Luna deployed their new atmospheric processors across all 3 worlds. Jake's modifications allowed the devices to work faster than ever before, while Luna's engineering ensured they could operate in the harsh conditions. Within days, the atmospheric readings began to improve. The colonists who had been preparing for evacuation were now able to stay and rebuild their worlds. "We did it," Luna said, as they watched the sunset on the first restored world. The sky was already showing the deep blues and purples of a healthy atmosphere. "We did," Jake agreed, pulling his wife close. "And this is just the beginning." As their ship prepared to return to the Empire, Jake thought about that strange day in the market when he had spent his last dollar on a seemingly impossible gamble. That single dollar had bought him not just love, but a future beyond his wildest dreams. A future where he could help heal worlds and bring species together across the galaxy. Sometimes Jake realized the best investments are the ones you make with your heart instead of your head. The end asterisk.